Carter currently 4-5 down against Crucible debutant Jack Jones. Alongside me, six-time champion, Steve Davis. Steve, two very interesting matches. I mean, I know we say that all the time, but they really are. They're both beautifully poised. First of all, let's deal with Ali Carter against Jack Jones. Now, Ali Carter has got a very good record here at the Crucible. Jack Jones, though, has got a good head-to-head record against Ali Carter. How do you equate the two bits of criteria?
I think under normal circumstances, you disregard the head-to-heads in the smaller events in favour of the player that's had experience here. But against that, you've got form coming into the event. Even though Ali Carter won a major tournament this year, so he's in good form in some respects, form coming into the event is different. Jack Jones has won 3 qualifying matches, and also anybody who beats Barry Hawkins over best of 19 is a player. So, tough for the rookie, you would expect, but if the rookie's on top, who knows?
Did you ever feel like you had the benefit of Crucible experience over other players during your career?
Yeah, sometimes, but in other times you come to this venue against the underdog and you collapse. I remember playing Peter Ebden as a young player coming here, totally blew me away, and I felt, I felt the heat of that. So the first round is the tough one for the seeds.
Let's talk about the other match, Brecel against Ricky Walden. Now, they've played 9 frames so far. 8 of the 9 frames produce breaks of 50 or more, so the quality that they both possess on show.
Yeah, brilliant standard, and Ricky obviously coming through the qualifiers as well. Great to see him back here. We're waiting for Luca to take off at the Crucible. I don't know, is it five times he's failed to qualify past the first round? Joe Johnson had the same problem back in the 80s. First time he won his first round match, he went on to win the tournament. We're waiting for Brecel to play the great snooker we know he can play.
Hopefully he'll do that this evening. Just a brief word about Ricky Walden. Last night he was practicing very late as we were recording highlights for the BBC. He was wandering around trying to put in the hours in. What would that have done for him? Well,
hopefully find a bit of form. Maybe he was working on some technique, so you always start trying that. It's not the great place to work on technique during a match, but if you feel like there's something you need to sort of hone, then do it. And keep your arm going. I would say that's probably the biggest tip you'd ever give to somebody who comes here. Just keep on playing, so it's like automatic pilot.
Keep the arm going.
Yes.
Steve, thank you for the moment. So that's what's coming up this evening, but let's have a look at news of 2 matches from earlier today, both featuring former world champions. Neil Robertson produced a superb performance to beat Crucible newcomer Wu Yize 10-3, and in the process, incredibly, became the first player to produce 2 breaks of 1-4-6 in a single match. They came in the space of 3 frames. Indeed, there have only been 6 in Crucible history. And the 2010 champion is looking razor sharp after committing to a new practice regime heading into the event.
I was playing very well to go 4-1, and then he made back-to-back centuries to go 4-3 as a debutant. It's just crazy. These sorts of things just never kind of used to happen. But then I played 2 really strong frames to close out 6-3, which I was really, really happy with. And then, coming out today, still, ultra sort of focused to make sure that I knew there was a chance if I win the first 4 frames. Obviously, that means no mid-session interval or anything like that. No chance for him to regather and maybe, come back at me. I was really focused on the job at hand today, and played brilliant. I was so happy with how I played.
Another former champion, Stuart Bingham, was also celebrating an impressive record of another kind after overcoming David Gilbert 10-4 earlier today. The pair have met 12 times now on the tour, and Bingham has won them all. Needing a run to the semis to secure a top 16 place, he should be pleased with such a fine start.
Every match is hard. Obviously, especially the first match. You want to be in this early in the sort of tournament. You want to sort of win that game so you know you're coming back later in the week. It may probably a little bit more pressure on yourself, say, because if you get beat here, all of a sudden it feels like you ain't been in a tournament. You go home, watch it on TV, and you're like, I'm sure I was there this year, but it's nice to sort of finally get through and knowing I'm sort of coming back up the motorway in a few days' time.
And all 4 players waiting backstage, Ali Carter, Jack Jones, Ricky Walden, and of course Brecel. And Steve, this is the player that I'd like to focus on just very briefly, because you touched on it. He's been to the Crucible 4 times before. He's not got over the line. This is his 5th go at it. Will that be playing on his mind? Would it be playing on your mind if you were in his shoes?
Well, I think it's always a concern, you know, that you don't want to be a player that sort of doesn't produce on the biggest stage of all. But he's such a relaxed player, and he always gives himself a chance to play by giving the natural talent he's got a chance to perform. So it's that case of just waiting until it happens. He's had a couple of 10-9s that have gone the other way. So, you know, maybe this is the turning point for him.
Well, best of luck to him and indeed all the players. Standing by to welcome them out, Rob Walker.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's the climax of our opening weekend of coverage at the Kazoo World Snooker Championship, and it's been top quality every step of the way. 12 centuries so far, 3 champions through. Time to find out who'll be joining them in the last 16 here at the always atmospheric, always brilliant Crucible Theatre. Please welcome a hugely exciting debutant who continued his fine form from the qualifiers here on the big stage yesterday. 5 frames away from the biggest win of his life. This is the most important session of snooker he's ever played. So give it up for Jack Jones. And his opponent, a 2-time world finalist who proved he's back to his very best, winning a 2nd German Masters title in February. Can he close in on a 14th appearance in the 2nd round, 20 years after his debut, still flying high? The captain, Ali Carter. On table 1, here comes a 3-time ranking event winner, hoping to turn this round and make his first appearance in the 2nd round for 5 years, a decade after his electric run to the semis. He'll give it everything tonight, so give it up for Ricky Walden. Finally, to a player who is now 4 frames away from his first win on the Crucible stage 11 years after his debut. This is a big, big moment for the Belgian bullet, Luca Brecel.
Thanks, Rishi, and good evening.
Ricky
and,
Walden.
welcome to the team, and good evening, everybody. Interesting match this. Both players have played really well. It's just mistakes, and probably more from Ricky Walden. And as we always say, Stephen, it's the easy shots you miss that cost you.
Yeah, absolutely. If you could go through this whole tournament not missing anything easy, you'd be surprised how far you would go. But it's even a 6-3 lead. This is far from over, in my opinion, this match. But Luca Brecel, probably one of the most casual looking snooker players you could see. He never looks under any pressure. Kind of plays as if he's just in a bounce game in the club. Tremendous talent. Got to think, John. Law of averages. He's got to win here sooner or later, surely.
Yeah, but I'm certain, mentioned as he's being introduced. It's there in his mind, he's aware of it. Maybe something you wouldn't want to be thinking about, but it's mentioned in dispatches every time he appears. Solid pot for Ricky. Has he got an angle on the blue? That'll be a nice boost to his confidence. Type of shot he'd been on the practice table, working on. And you see, not much of an angle. So now looking where the next red comes from after the blue.
Well, he seems to have set his mind on the 2 reds below the pink as a plant to the right pocket, but there's going to be a 3-ball plant because he has to put a red onto those 2.
6.
Yeah, you're going to catch the second red just right, though. He fancies it. And he's got it. Needs to stop short of the ball line to be on the ball colour. Okay.
Yes, now got a nice area where he can put the cue ball for a choice of 2 reds, the one below the pink, the one to the right of the pink, both to the right corner. He could come down, further down the table. Those reds available around the black. Needless to say, he needs a good start tonight, 6-3 behind. Can't really afford to share these first 4 frames because he'll still be 8-5 behind. So wants to win this little first mini session.
$11.
The black out of commission, and it'll stay there because it's red on either side of it, stopping it from potting, and the one near the top cushion. So just have to concentrate pink, blue and bought colours.
Lovely striker of the cue ball, Ricky Walden.
17.
Pulls the cue back all the way back to the tip of the cue, all the way back to his hand, and then delivers it nice and smoothly through.
18.
That was a bit of a heart stopper. Used all the pocket there. He's nicely on the pink.
$24. $25.
Just roll this pink in and the red immediately above the black, available into the opposite corner. Doesn't have to be playing any cannons at the moment, just precise positional play.
31. $32.
Yeah. On the first look for me, that was a little bit careless. I know he's rolled the red in and he's finished on the pink, but where does the next red come from? I mean, he's looking as though he's going to have to play one with the rest, the one immediately on the left-hand side of the table. I've been thinking about, if I couldn't guarantee a good angle on the pink, playing up for the blue. Has he run through far enough to be on this red on the left-hand side of the table?
38.
No, he hasn't. It just shows you just that little bit of concentration there. Just didn't give himself a chance to carry on once he'd finished straight on the pink.
Cheers.
So did nothing wrong.
Ricky Walden, 38.
But didn't make the most of that opportunity.
Wow, this is some shot Luke has taken on here. The only way he could get the cue ball back up was to raise the butt of the cue in the air, try and strike down on the cue ball. He raises his hand, he could have done a lot more damage than he has done.
Yeah, I thought the interesting part of that, Stephen, he didn't even look at any alternatives, did he?
No, he doesn't turn a lot down, does Luca Brecel. A similar type of shot here.
Good shot. Why? You just need that cue ball to bounce a little bit more off the cushion. He can still pot this black. How much control he has of the cue ball, though, is debatable. But if this goes right, pot the black, get position on the next red. Could see him make a frame-winning contribution.
Eight. 9. Seventeen.
Now then, what's he on?
24.
He's looking for one more red in the colour. Can he get through to this red? Just, I think. Just.
$25.
Good start. That's exactly what he wanted when he came out tonight, Ricky Walden. Nice long red at the start of the frame. Really giving him a nice boost of confidence, and okay, didn't take advantage of the first
32.
chance, but he's put the frame to bed here without his opponent scoring a point.
33.
Well, the black's not there. 71 points of difference,
Ricky
59
Walden,
remaining.
33.
I think normal circumstances, Luca would have probably conceded, but he's had no table time yet. So taking this opportunity to get his arm going, understandable and the right thing to do.
$8.
If he was going to play for snookers, he'd probably been better leaving the red he's just potted, because it would be a good snooker behind the black, but he may just be trying to pot some balls. As John said, just get a bit of rhythm going in his cue arm.
16. 17.
Well, this will tell us if he's got any thought of trying to win the frame, because he won't want to pot the last red. He'll want to play the snooker on the last red and hopefully get the snooker and a free ball. In which case, one snooker would be enough. .47 points behind.
24.
35 remaining.
Luca Brecel, 24. Luca Brecel,
Well,
one
that's
frame
enough.
conceded,
He
frame
didn't
Ricky
want the red
Walden.
in. So he immediately looks at Ricky Walden, nods the concession, and as Stephen said, just what Ricky wanted. He's won the first frame. Still two behind.
Quietly, please. Frame 11, Luca Brecel to break.
Just caught that safety much too thick. So a chance here of a long pot. Slight problem that Ricky will have, that the brown is roughly where he'd like to have his bridge hand, so that just makes it slightly awkward queuing. All those little things just make it that little bit more awkward.
Not a straightforward chance this for Luca Brecel, but the last thing you want to do when you've got a deficit in a match is gift your opponent who's in front chances. You want to try and make him work for it as hard as possible. Not saying Ricky should have turned that red down, but you're disappointed when you miss it. I wouldn't say 6-3 down, you have to play no miss snooker, but it's pretty close to that. But talking about Luca's record here of not winning a match at the Crucible, Ricky's got to remember that and know how much pressure that Luca might be under as this match gets to the business end, when he gets near the winning line.
Six. Seven.
Well, if he's straight on the blue, he's got to take the black. Didn't want to. But nicely in the heart of the pocket. Didn't have to do anything with the cue ball, but as I say, he played for the blue. The black was a touch more difficult.
14.
Made light of it.
15. $22. 23.
Now then, into the cluster here. Don't hit the red full ball. It'll be like it's in a brick wall. Hit one half ball. That's what he did. And, well, it's pretty good, except that he's not left with an easy pot to continue. Just caught that half ball. But he's pretty good with the rest under normal circumstances. But he needs to be here. This is not straightforward.
Luca
Yeah, in
Brecel,
fact, he was
30.
5 out of 5 in this match before that miss. But again, it's just something that Ricky's got to keep an eye on, because Luca will be under it tonight. There's no doubt about it. This is a tough shot. As has happened a few times, I have to say, in these first couple of days. I know it's brand new cloths, but a few wriggled in along the cushion. They don't normally go at that pace if they hit the front knuckle.
Eight.
A little bit unfortunate to be awkward on this red. Didn't really get the work on the cue ball that perhaps he would have liked. Cue ball seemed to die when it went into the pack, had no movement on it. Need to watch the middle pocket here.
9.
aware of that. A little bit harder, it may well have dropped in the middle. He's got a slight angle on the blue. The red in the balk end, the other half of the table. I don't think he can go round the back of it and play for it the same pocket as the blue. I may be wrong. Yeah, just having to drop the blue in and play this red with the rest. Shouldn't cause too much of a problem.
14.
Now the reds in the middle of the table couldn't be better situated. This, to me, is the key shot now. If he can get nicely on the next red. If he's a little straighter on the blue, it'd be a formality. Can he hold without playing a cannon? He could. He's played it well. Frame at his mercy.
20.
Yeah, he did play it well. The only thing I would say is I think he'd rather be straighter on a red. Didn't really want to be colliding into other reds in potting this one. He'll be happy with that.
21.
That's not the way he played it, I'm sure. He knew he was making contact with the red, but I don't think he knew anything about the pink.
$26.
So this
27.
black, opening 4 points in front. He'll need 5 of these remaining 6 reds.
$34. 35. 41. 42. 48. 49.
'Decided to play for this one. He needs this one and then the one on the right hand side of the table, which is more accessible.
56.
Couldn't refuse that angle he had on the black there. 26 points to lead. He needs 2 reds, 2 colours.
$57.
Well, decided to stun the black in, and
64.
he's found the side cushion, which just makes this red a little bit more difficult. This red will put him 35 points in front with 35 remaining. Needs a colour. Well, he used all the pocket once again, but in it went, and nicely on the blue.
And this is the right way to put pressure on Luca Brecel. Win these frames when he misses or makes a mistake in one visit. Because even the frame previously, when Ricky took a couple of chances, okay, your opponent doesn't like you to win the frame, but if you're not winning it in one visit, it doesn't put the same pressure on.
70.
This has been excellent from Ricky Walden.
Ricky Walden, 70.
Yeah, an excellent break there from Ricky. And yeah, thinking back when Luca missed the red with the rest, what a brave shot that was that Ricky played along the top cushion to create that chance for himself. As Stephen said, punish your opponent for his mistakes and make him think about the next one. 2 snookers required, 2 4-point snookers required at the moment. And that's the best defence against someone who needs a snooker. Get one on him. Is there an edge? There was an edge. And it's run safe, so that's the most that Luca could hope from that shot. So pot this red, and that will be frame over. Good pot. No way back to the table now for Luca Brecel. Ricky Walden's perfect start wins the first 2 frames. There'll be just one in it now. I think we're in for a match, folks, here
8.
at the Crucible.
10. 13. 17. 22. 28.
Well, that was a very good frame there from Ricky Walden. Luca Brecel didn't get a chance in the first frame. He had a chance in that one. Didn't take it. Was punished. Just one ahead now. 6-5.
Quiet as you can, please.
12th frame. Ricky Walden to break.
Well, poor break-off shot there from Ricky Walden. Got it much too thick. You'd think Luca would favour the cut to the right middle there. It's gifted him this chance. Trying to play it in and out of balk. It's going to catch the jaw, which might just slow it up a little bit.
1.
Didn't play that too well, in all honesty. Now, can he pot the green, avoiding off in the left middle? It's debatable. He's desperate to make the most of this opportunity, but yeah, sometimes you just got to accept you didn't play a good positional shot. No good pushing the bolt out.
It's not the best safety shot either, really. Okay, the cue ball was very close to the baulk cushion, but this red is on to left corner, and Ricky doesn't seem to be entertaining it. Well, he is. No, he's not.
Well, I can only assume he thought that he couldn't get on a colour. It's a tough one to turn down. Anyway, after his break-off shot, but he's relieved, it only cost him 1 point.
Yeah, two more frames in this little first session of 4. So, as I said at the start, Ricky wants to win one of these last 2 to make him feel he's made progress. If Luca was to win them, both of them, then he's not made any progress. He's still 3 behind.
Poor safety shot from Ricky, but not punished. You know, at this level, that was more than a half chance for Luca.
Yeah, these two played their first session yesterday afternoon, so Luca's had a sort of long time to sort of dwell on this 6-3 lead. That's an unforced error
Ricky Walden
from Ricky
won.
Walden that he can't really afford tonight. Sometimes when there's long gaps between sessions, you've got to stop yourself thinking that you've won the match. You've still got a session to play. But that miss pink in the middle will make Luca feel a bit better. You feel better being pot this red as well and get on a colour.
One.
Just a few telling signs that Luca's getting a little bit agitated with himself here.
Luca Brecel 1.
Sometimes in these situations, patience is a virtue. And that's what he's got to do. Okay, he's lost the first 2 frames. But there's still a long way to go in this match. Well snuck up behind the brown with that red in the baulk half of the table. Gives an easy safety for Luca. Well, that was an aggressive shot from Ricky. You know, it wasn't the easiest safety, but decided to play the red that brought the black into play. It's a good target, that, you know, the pink, the yellow, the brown. If you could get him behind that, you'd have your opponent in big trouble. In big trouble if you can get behind those three. Made a pretty good fist of it. Is there a gap? There's always a gap.
Whatever run of the ball there is out there at the moment, it's all for Ricky. That was a great shot that Luca played.
Foul and a miss.
That's another unforced error, but that was a great shot Luca played with
Brecel
check
full.
side to get the cue ball up there, but
Back.
very unfortunate to leave that gap.
Pressure on the referee now to find that gap. Paul Collier. I think Ricky can get through to the red on the right-hand side of the table, but there's no path back to baulk off that one. Needs to hit it this time, though. There you see, there is a red 2 up that's possible, but no value in that. Tough pot, can't get position on a colour. So it's back to the baulk end. But this time it's difficult to see how he could get to the middle of the baulk cushion, which would bring the yellow, pink and brown into play. And he thinks, well, I'm going to leave that red near the right corner. So not straightforward. About as good as he could do. I think even if it had caught the yellow foe in the face, he wouldn't have left this red closest to the corner. Can he get through to the one near the top cushion? If he can, that is a possible cut. Obviously not. No, so back to the baulk end. Trying to use that
Turn that off, please.
yellow, pink and brown as cover. Played it pretty well, but is there a gap? There's a gap, but can he get through to the one closest to the corner? Well, the one just one up from the corner pocket. Don't think he can.
Well, I was watching Luca Brecel and he was sort of smiling, sort of a sarcastic smile that I think he thought he'd left this red. But I'm sure Ricky would be down playing it by now if it was on.
Well, there's nothing on the other side of the table, so maybe a little swerve. A little trace of right-hand side. That's what he's playing, just striking down slightly. Got to be very precise. Yeah, swerved it too much. Now, what's the damage?
Well, they put so much into the pot here, Luca Brecel, that kind of didn't give the cue ball enough to get past straight on the blue. He's got plenty cue power though to get in and out of bulk. That big long bridge of his. You can see the top spin. The cue ball accelerate after hitting the blue. That was like effortless cue power there.
6.
He's on a red, but close to the cushion, and never easy. Oh, but he landed on it perfect. All he had to do was roll the red in. He got the cannon, stay on the black. Big chance now.
$14.
This cue action's got so much freedom.
15.
Just a way, huge long backswing and right through the cue ball. Very, very natural.
$22. 23.
Well, not as nice on this red as he would like, but
30.
shouldn't cause a problem. Imperative he gets the right side of the blue, though, off this red.
31.
A little bit thinner than he would have liked. Don't think he'd want to play for a red along the top cushion, but that looks the obvious red to play for off this blue.
You'd like to get around the back of the two reds that are closest to the right corner. Yeah, that's what he's done. Because almost any cannon, as long as it's quite a full cannon like that one, he's going to leave him okay.
36.
Yeah, it couldn't have worked out better.
$37.
That's a little bit careless to leave himself hampered like that. Should have avoided this at all costs. All things considered, good pot.
Yeah, that was an example. Talking about the freedom and the cue action, even that was really tricky, and just
44.
still brought the cue good distance back to deliver it through smoothly when it was really tricky.
45.
So 50 points, the lead. There's 67 remaining. So a couple of reds still needed. And they're not in open play, so it's not a formality.
47.
Well, he's landing nicely on this red. It's a testy one, but nothing to do with the cue ball. Pot the red, you're bound to be on the black. in the red and the black. We'll put him 60 points in front with just 59 remaining.
Good. 48.
So a snooker
55.
required. But if he pots this and gets another colour, no way back to the table for Ricky Walden. There is a way back now.
Luca Brecel, 55.
So just one snooker. It's been done many times before. Frame not over yet.
One.
Not the best shot on the black. And he was almost, if he could retain position, worth potting. 4 reds, 4 blacks, yellow, green, and laying a really good snooker on the brown behind the pink. But that plan is gone out the window now.
8.
Yeah, he's just looking up at the ball can. He'll have to play safe.
Ricky Walden, 8.
That's pretty good. From Ricky's point of view, the idea will be to get 2 reds, 2 high-value colours, and then try and get the snooker on the last red. And this red may just drop into the left middle. Can he drop it in and hold for the black? If he can, he'll take it on. Oh, it's drifting to the near jaw. And that's the problem with that type of shot. It could be a finger mark, it could be with a chalk dust. You play it that slow. I think initially it was in the pocket, and then whatever little bit of nap there is on these cloths, just pulled it to the left-hand jaw. Yeah, you don't want to overthink this, Luca. A shake of the head there, he was confusing himself, I feel. He doesn't mind leaving this red along the top cushion straight as it is, because if Ricky potted it, he wouldn't really be able to get... Well, he's looking to see whether he could leave himself a thinnish cut on the black.
One.
And that's what he thinks he can do. And if he does pot the black, that was a bit loose from Luca, wasn't it? As I say, he overcomplicated it for me there.
Yeah, this is... the frame's over. Should he miss this? Good pot. He's back in the frame now. Brown
8.
and the pink. Could be a really good snookering situation.
Yeah, unless he feels the pink's the only Reddy can play off. He's having a look at the scoreboard. It doesn't need to be all blacks. The blue would do. He'll settle for the pink.
9.
I know he'd like to have left it there, but obviously he needs high-value colours. Normally we'd see a player leave the red on, the last red, free ball, but he doesn't
15.
need a free ball. Just one snooker, one 4-point snooker. Imperative, of course, he gets position on the high-value colour here.
$16.
And then go to work on the colours for that snooker. This could be a massive frame in the context of this match. If Ricky Walden can somehow win this frame, well, I don't know what would be going through Luca's mind. He'll be squirming a bit, even now. $30 points the difference. 27 remaining.
Ricky Walden, 22.
Decided to try and play the snooker on the yellow. Weak effort, in all honesty. But he didn't want to pot the yellow because, of course, that would have been one less ball to snooker behind. The one thing that is imperative when you're trying to get in snookers in this situation, you must get the object ball safe. If you don't, you won't get another chance. He's not got it safe, and Luca will be looking at this yellow now. If you can knock it in, frame over. Frame over. Cannot leave a chance of a pot.
2.
Okay, 2 snookers needed. Ricky may play on, but it's a tough task now.
$5.
Well, Luca's got one himself. 35 points to lead, 22 remaining, playing it one-handed. It's as easy as that. A little smile from Ricky Walden, and a very relieved, I would have thought, Luca Brecel got his first frame on the board this evening. Has an advantage of 2, 7-5.
The 13th frame, Luca Brecel to break.
Yeah, big frame this. As I've said a couple of times, if Ricky loses it, it's as you were. He's made no progress in this evening session. Great pot. Great pot. He didn't turn much down, Luca Brecel, and as I said, that last frame would have really settled him down. The red in between the black and the main bunch is the target. I don't know whether he's got enough angle on the green to go into them, and they're not a great bunch to go into from the right side either. So coming down for that last open red. Very good. Very, very good.
4.
I'm not sure if there's a red available to left corner. If not, angle on the black required.
5.
The gap between the main bunch and the two reds to the right, he's looking at it now. Cue ball through there, through that gap. Anywhere left of that, the cue ball could just stick on the bunch. Didn't get the gap. He has got one to right middle though.
Yep. But he's hampered. And if he wasn't hampered by the black, I think this was a pretty straightforward shot. He's looking for an alternative. Stephen and I are referring to the red on the right-hand side of the table. Well, maybe he can get past the pink and cut this one in. He could. If he misses the red, he's going to be perfect on the black.
13.
Not perfect, but he's on it.
Didn't play the cannon the way he intended to. Didn't want to make contact with that first red there.
20.
Went to go past it, but he's okay.
$21.
Just one good positional shot away from this being a good chance, a great chance to win the frame. Just going to negotiate this cue ball in and out of bulk without contacting one of the bulk colours.
Yeah, giving it plenty of thought. As Stephen said, don't hit a bulk colour. You surely be on a red. He's got a good line here. Oh, and that little flick didn't do it any harm.
26. $27.
And that could be the positional shot that I was talking about, perfectly on the blue.
$32.
The sarcastic tap on the table means that there's a careless shot He needed the cue ball to go another inch or two, so having become perfect on the blue is now not perfect on the next red. It wasn't a difficult pot, but
33.
you don't want, you want to, at this stage of the match, when the pressure's on, you want to make things as easy as possible. You don't have to keep putting yourself out of trouble with tricky pots. The ability to keep that cue ball under control, under the utmost pressure,
40.
is something that's probably more important than anything in this championship.
41.
Yes, and that cue ball, you lose control of it sometimes because of the inconsistency of strike, because you are under pressure. As we said, he's got a very fluent. Has he overrun it? You know, he's not on the red intended once again.
48. Touching more.
Too much pace in it. He's been lucky. He's got the red to the far left corner to go at. Another day. Could have been a
49. And that shot surely paves the way for an 8-5 lead at the interval, and it's as you were at the start of the session. Ricky Walden, for that good start that he's made, he couldn't capitalise.
No, and I remember in the last frame, Ricky having won the first two frames,
57.
he was in, and he missed that
Quietly,
straightforward pink
please.
to the middle. I remember you saying at the time that that would give Luca a bit of hope and heart, and it does. If you see your opponent not punishing you, it just takes that little bit of pressure off you. And I don't think there was any doubt about it. Luca Brecel has been under pressure tonight.
64.
But he's going to be back with a 3-frame advantage. And this time he doesn't have to sit on it overnight, just
65.
for a 15-minute sit down in the dressing room.
$70. 71. $76. 77.
Well, I was just about to say we've not had a century in this match so far.
84.
Some top quality snooker, but might not see one here now. No, just not on the red. That will be enough. So he's got his 3-frame advantage back. He'll be relieved. Ricky Walden disappointed. 8-5.
Okay. Thank you. Frame 14. Ricky Walden to break.
Referee Paul Collier calling it out. Frame 14. Is there a way back for Ricky Walden? I think that's the question, Stephen.
Yeah, well, I think as long as Luca needs 2 frames for victory, Ricky will feel there's a chance. I think if Luca wins this frame, goes 9-5, you wouldn't hold out much hope for Ricky. But I will repeat again that this is not going to be easy for Luca Brecel to go over the winning line tonight. As I say, we keep talking about that record. But that pink that Ricky missed in the last frame, you wouldn't think he could afford many more of those, if any, if he's going to win this match.
Chance here for Ricky to bring the black into play. That just opens the frame up somewhat.
Yeah, this could be. This could end up being a re-rack, but I think Luca's trying to get in behind the green here. This is a risky shot, a risk that he didn't have to take. And he could well find himself in a bit of trouble here. It was an aggressive shot. It's the way he plays. Yeah, it was a risk he didn't have to take there, Luca, and he find himself in a lot of trouble here.
Ricky
Ricky
Walden
was
won.
in playing that snooker, trying to make sure that he blocked off the right side of the table, the easy escape into the right side of the bunch. I think he's done that.
Yeah, so it's twice across. It's not a one cushion escape. You always got to be careful. The second cushion, it can just slide. Looks to adjust this nicely, or is he going to catch the pink?
Foul.
Catches the
Miss.
pink.
Ricky Walden 6. Back.
Just a minor adjustment needed. The shot's on. But of course, you make a minor adjustment, and you can just slide past the cluster, and he'd leave that red to the left corner.
Okay.
Played it nicely that time. No touching ball, which is a bit of a hindrance for Ricky. Touching ball, he'd have no problem just trying to get this cue ball in behind the green again. Not so easy now. Well, that's remarkable. Didn't look on. So, Ricky look up to the skies there. Surely he's not left this red to the left corner. Well, that is unforgivable. So careless.
Yeah, he obviously had to swerve that a little bit, right-hand side. And in doing that, he wasn't able to get the cue ball out to get perfectly on the black. Bit straight.
Eight. Brecel, 8.
And if you're Ricky Walden, you love to see that, because that was a nervy one.
One.
Yeah, didn't put the red in the middle of the pocket. That's why he's not got a good position on the blue. But he's landed okay for a go at it in the corner pocket. Yeah, you can always see a nervy one. It's just tentative the way they strike the ball. I've just got a feeling, Stephen, there's going to be a few twists and turns in this match.
Yeah, it's you know, it's this
6.
It's huge for Luca. Even the
7.
black they played, I thought he maybe could have raised the cue and screwed back for a red to the same pocket, but decided to just make sure the pot and leave a more difficult one to right middle. You've got to keep trying and play your natural game. And try and be too careful. No, Ricky's going to be bringing more reds into play after this shot.
14.
It's the little gap. They could possibly get the cue ball through here, through the bunch.
$15.
It's okay. He's looking at the pink, but I think it's a little bit of a testy pot where you feel he could just drop the blue in, and with that red being in the other half of the table, he could get on that comfortably. Easier pot. Well, you had the nice angle to miss the green. Played it perfectly.
20. $21. $28. $29.
Two reds on the left-hand side, so just above the cue ball, available into the opposite corner as this black. All about cueing it nicely. He's just overrun it a touch. He's just about okay.
36.
And he can just cue past the blue. As I said earlier, you just get a bit of tension and you think, well, I don't want to be short. It's just an inconsistency in the strike. Not perfect. But it'd have been a lot worse if it had been hampered by the blue.
$37.
I was hoping for a better cannon than that.
44.
Always knew he'd have a chance of this red along the top cushion, but he'd have liked to have gone the other side of that red. And hit the red on the left-hand side of the bunch. Slightly hampered. But caught with it well.
$50. $51.
Just the one loose red to play for. Not a problem. Just stunning off the side cushion. And this red.
55.
And a colour. And he'll be at snooker's required.
$56.
Well, the fact he's played it like that, those two reds just to the left of the pink, they could be a plant to the corner pocket here. I can only assume they are. Oh, dead set. Unmissable.
62. 63. $68. 69.
Well, the black hasn't gone in,
69
but
on the frame.
just what he needed. In the first frame after the interval. Still two behind. Yeah, you can rely on Steve, can't you?
Thank you. Frame 15. Luca Brecel to break.
Yeah, one thing I do agree with Steve on is the speed of play. This match has been great to watch. Average frame time 14.5 minutes. That's pretty rapid. Ricky Walden coming in at 22 seconds a shot. Luca Brecel at 19. Little smile from Luca means that just a little smile to acknowledge that that Ricky had a nice kiss there on the brown to snooker him on this red in the left corner. He's got to focus on the job of getting the match done, not try and pay attention to things like that. This isn't going to reach.
Foul. And a miss. Ricky Walden, full. Yeah?
8-6 in front. Everything's going to be positive. Don't focus on negative things. Easier said than done out there. Huge pressure.
Yeah, Ricky?
Got it right the next time.
This red may be on to the far right corner, the one closest to the cue ball. If he takes the cue ball up near the left middle pocket, I don't think he's going to be leaving anything should he miss the red.
Yeah, worth a shot. He's looking to hold for the black. I don't know whether I'd be more interested in playing the run-through, playing for a bought colour. Just seems to me make the pot a bit easier, but he's playing for the black. Half a chance, missed.
Yeah, strange way to play it, I think. The pot's so much easier playing topspin because the way he played it, he's looking down on the shot. He's not looking along the line of it. And as I said, taking the cue ball up for blue or bought colour, he wasn't leaving anything. Possible red to right middle for Luca here. Long way off. Long way off. More good news for Ricky Walden, although it's this time it's Luca's turn to get a little bit of a good run of the ball.
Yes, I can understand why he's given a bit of thinking time here. It's not straightforward, this. I mean, the red is closest to. He could cover it with a yellow, but Then he'd leave the other red that's in the baulk end. Is he taking the pot on? Does he avoid the... Well, he's digging down, trying to avoid the off in the right middle. Oh, that's a terrific shot. Too pacey off field. 1. Just a bit too pacey. Good pot though, nevertheless.
Ricky Walden 1.
Yeah, tapping the table from Ricky Walden. That was a good shot. It might not have looked much, but did well to get the cue ball tight to the cushion, because it stops Ricky playing the same kind of shot. He's in a bit of trouble here, Ricky Walden. He could play off the right side cushion into the main bunch, dead weight.
Not playing the run through and nestling into that bunch. Looks safe enough.
Just wondering, can he get through to the red that's closest to the left cushion? Potting it to the left middle. It's an acute angle. Be a big shot to take on. Doesn't shy away from much. No, didn't want to play the pot. Not really much else for Ricky to do but roll into the bunch in the cue ball. Could be a few shots before this situation is resolved.
Just about covered the path to the two reds near the far right corner. But I don't think Luca has with that one. Now, can he get through to the one that's closest to the pocket? No. I'm right behind the line of the shot. No, he can't.
It's a sort of situation where you want to be the first to be brave and take on a pot, but the way the balls are situated, it's fraught with danger. And he's gone for it. He knew he was leaving a chance of sorts to right middle, but as you can see, where's the colour coming from? I'm just wondering where they can cannon the red away in potness and leave the pink to right middle. Decided against doing that. As I said, this is going to be a while before the situation is resolved, but there's a good cue ball there from Luca. Probably just dead weight into the two reds below the pink for Ricky though. But touch and ball could be dangerous. Chance to maybe get the cue ball in behind the black.
Touch and ball.
Minus a toucher. Is there a path off one cushion to try and do as Stephen suggested and sneak in behind the black? Used to hate these frames. Since all the balls are in the open now. Whoever pots the first red, so to speak, you know he's going to have a frame winning opportunity.
Yeah, I think this is, again, it's a situation, I had one earlier where Luca was overthinking it. I think just find this cushion. I don't think you have to be too sort of fancy in the shot you play. If you get the cue ball tight on this black cushion, you've done your job. And he could have left himself open to something here from his opponent. I think playing the two reds touching the cue ball, or near the cue ball, the one to the right, I'm sure you can come off that and maybe get the cue ball in behind the black somewhere. No, obviously not. Doesn't like it. Can he do it this way? Almost.
But that one little decision there, I've always felt that Luca Brecel had the upper hand in this safety exchange. I don't think so now. I think he's advantaged Ricky Walden.
Yeah, I think he could have done something more adventurous with that touch and ball than he did.
This is very dangerous. The paint's gone in, but
Ricky Walden, 6.
Worse than that, he's left an easy starter for Ricky Walden. Wow, you put in all that effort in, you win the safety exchange. And with one shot, it could have cost you the frame. Unbelievable. And not in a position where he can make unforced errors. Bad miss.
pure pressure that was. He won the battle, the tactical
7.
battle. And look at the situation, the table.
Eight.
Yeah, wants to keep the cue ball at the bulk end of the table here, Luca. Just to make the positional side of everything a whole lot easier. Doesn't want the cue ball travelling. Struck that well. That would make him feel good, that shot.
10. 11.
Points all square.
16. 17. 21.
The shake of the hand tells me he's very straight on this red. He'd have loved to have had a nice angle into the
22.
play for the blue. Well, it's literally a case of pot as many balls as you can here, but keep potting yellows, the more reds you're going to need.
24. 25.
Mistake. Unbelievable, isn't it? But it's a mistake.
Luca Brecel, 25.
Yeah, this is a typical Crucible first round match here. Both players in the first half and most this evening have played really well, but it's all about now handling the pressure. So Ricky missing that pink in the middle was not as costly as he thought. That's okay. That's okay. The brown is potable.
Yeah, I'm watching Luca. And okay, Ricky was lucky to be on the brown. Luca's smiling, looking up to the heavens. I said earlier, he can't be focusing on these negatives. At the end of the day, Ricky shouldn't have been at the table. That's a little bit of a clumsy cue ball from Ricky Walden.
5.
It wasn't that difficult to drop on these two reds, either to right middle or right corner. As you said earlier, John, there could be lots of twists and turns to come in this match. That was a good pot and a brave one, because you see where the cue ball is, and he's leaving the other red.
Now is it just a case of dropping the blue in? Those two reds stuck together. Is one of them potable? Certainly the one just away from the baulk cushion is. I have a feeling the The lower one of the two reds together is available. The blue, we're putting 3 points ahead.
$17. $18. Ricky Walden, 18.
As we say, can't afford to make unforced errors. That wasn't too difficult, I think.
One.
The red that's closest to the ball cushion is going to be the big problem ball. Because of the proximity of the green to that red, you can't really get right in behind it.
Seven.
Played that nicely. Now then, do you leave yourself on
11.
the brown and play a little cannon on the green? His choice.
12.
Hasn't got the angle to play that cannon, I don't think. As I say, because the green's there, all you can do now is leave yourself a thin cut along the baulk cushion, but it's a dangerous shot to be playing.
Yeah, it's dangerous because if you miss it, you know you're leaving it over the
16.
pocket. If it's touching the baulk cushion, it makes it so much easier. Well, again, as we've seen so many times, they take a wriggle and they still drop. The green is going to be the problem, because he's going to need the brown, so he's going to have to play the green at a bit of pace, hasn't he?
Yeah, but the way that red dropped in, it'll give him a little bit more confidence. 15
19.
points of lead. Yellow, green, brown, to go within one frame of victory.
Yeah, again, a little shake of the head, lift himself straight in this yellow. He's done very well to get the cue ball to there, and because he only needs the brown, he may choose to just play for it to the right middle or the left middle. rather than try and get the cue ball out of there. This is not easy. There's pressure on this. This for 9-5.
Good pot. 28. Very good. Taking these well as Luca. Has to be said, he's needed a couple of chances.
33.
And in all honesty, Ricky has gifted them to him. In goes the ping, not bothered about the black. He's now within one frame of winning his first ever match at the Crucible. Just one frame away from victory. 9-6.
Only shout once, I leave it to him. Thank you. Frame 16. Ricky Walden to break.
Well, I said as long as Ricky can keep Luca to lean 2 frames, he's got room for error. That's obviously gone now. He knows now every mistake he makes could be his last in this match.
Foul. Ricky Walden 4.
Ricky's just got to cling to the reasoning that the most difficult frame to win is a 1 for victory. And it's not going to be easy for Luca to get over that winning line. So make him work for it at least. Say, as John said in the previous frame, he gifted Luca those chances. At least make him work for it.
I don't think there was any intention of a plant there. I think he was just misjudged it. Anyway, chance for a long pot for Luca. Good cueing needed. Not far off, but not there. So that mistake gives Ricky a chance.
One.
Being close to the cushion doesn't help, but we'd love to get on that red that's just to the right of the black here. Get this black into play as soon as possible. Well, he cued that beautifully. Tight under the cushion. Good shot.
6. Seven. $14. 15.
Opportunity now to play the cannon. Doesn't have to play it to me with too much pace here, really, and just nudge a few out and may still be on the loose red. This works out nice.
$22. Sure. Cheers. 23.
A little bit straight on the black, or straighter than he would have liked, but it's not a problem. He's got 2 reds to the left, the pink available to right middle. Reds on the other side of the table. It's a good situation, this. Not the best shot that he could have played.
30.
Yeah, tricky this. Okay. He's only got to drop it in, he'd be on the black, but it's missable. It goes in.
31.
He's given this plenty of thought here. I mean, the obvious shot looks to drop it in. He looks like he's playing a cannon. It's all right. It's not perfect. He took a risk. He's now left with his tricky red to the right centre. He's missed a few in the middles. He cannot afford to miss this one.
$44.
Crucible noise from the other side of the arena. You got to block it all out. Concentrate on what's in front of you on this 12 foot by 6 foot green base. reason why Ricky shouldn't get enough points at this visit now. Black available into both corners.
51.
As you put one red, you'll release another. Just got to keep your concentration.
52.
Yeah, this is all he can do. Just keep potting balls, see where it
59.
takes him in this match. Because if he can keep winning these frames in one visit, it's going to keep piling the pressure on his opponent.
$60.
You wouldn't say he's made easy work of this chance, but he's only a couple of pots away from winning the frame.
Yes, just this red will get into snookers required.
67. $68.
So this blue will put him 77 points in front with just 67 remaining. So after the blue, which is on it very straight, one more red would keep Luca in his chair.
$73. Ricky Walden, 73. And the frame.
Well, he's had enough. Didn't want to be messing about. I think mainly because the black had got tied up. So Ricky Walden, that's all he can do now. Just hang on in there.
Luca Brecel.
Frame. Luca Brecel.
I agreed with him not playing on that frame. I thought he might have gone out of the arena just to sort of just freshen himself up, get ready for this frame. Because he doesn't want this match going on much longer. But he decided to stay in the arena. left this red to right corner, but he's got a good cue ball. You almost want your opponent to take these on when the cue ball's that tight to the baulk cushion. Very tough. Well, I'm sure Ricky didn't mean to hit that side of the red. He intimated that the table run off, because that was very close to getting a double kiss. And this is careless. Poor shot from Luca Brecel. I say poor shot because he's if Ricky a chance of a red to left corner, but looks like he's not going to take it on. And I said at the start of the last frame, he knows that each mistake could be his last. Has he got the cover? Decent target, that green and brown, to get in behind.
You know, what sort of safety will Luca play? Will he try and open the reds, play the positive safety? No, he played the thinnish one, didn't want to open up too much, but as Stephen said, what a good target that was. But there's a gap.
He's got a shot to nothing here as well. This red's potable, and he can get the cue ball back up to baulk. Again, he's refused it. The red to the left of the black. Ricky will play this, we call it the figure of 8 shot. Probably play right hand side off 3, maybe 4 cushions in behind the green. No, he's playing off the main bunch, maybe playing a similar kind of shot. No, decided to play it plain ball. The only thing with playing that plain ball is you don't have the same control of the cue ball, the speed. He's been very lucky to hit the yellow. When you play it round the angles, you can play it more positively.
As you say, very fortuitous kiss on the yellow. It's made this tough for Luca. I just get the feeling, and you hinted on it not long ago, he's looking on the negative side, Luca, with these little rubs. If he gets a good rub, he probably doesn't notice it. And this is a chance for Ricky. Obviously, you got to pop the ball, but you can find a gap. And get that cue ball back up the table for blue or baulk colour. That's the idea. Must pop the red though. Nice clean ball. Where's the black ball going? Where's the black ball going?
Luca
Would you
Brecel,
believe it? Well, that is so unlucky.
I don't think he's left a pot on for Luca, but chance to get in behind the green here.
Well, I didn't feel as though he could, but that's still a telling safety because he's cut off the escape route down the left-hand side of the table as we look. This is not going to be easy to get back to baulk. There's a red just above the black he could play. But it's one of them, you're trying to avoid the reds on the right-hand side of the table. You've got to be careful that you don't catch the bump of the middle pocket with this shot. Needs to be very precise. And he was. This is top draw. If it runs past the green, it's perfect. Oh, he just flicked it. Otherwise, Luca would have been in big trouble. Flick on the blue, not too advantageous.
See there, the safety has been very close between the two players. Pot success exactly the same.
Yeah, that's an impressive pot success, isn't it, Stephen? 91%.
6.
Always feel at this level you've got to be 90% or above to win these matches. Long pot success, reasonable. Rest pot success. I never really look at that much because it could be right over the pocket. Positional success, that's
7.
good. Anything 90% or above is acceptable. And we've still not had a century. Amazing. Well, this is a new one now.
Do you want to explain that one to me, John?
Plus 2 pots. Oh, I see. When you get more than 2 pots, that's a break. Okay. I like that. I'll give it some thought.
Left this red at mid-distance to the right corner. There's pressure on this. Don't know if the black's available, but the pink's certainly available to left middle, but needs to get this.
That was top draw. Has to be said so far, Stephen. He's rising to the challenge.
Yeah, sometimes when you get to the point of no return, you tend to throw caution to the wind a little bit. It frees up your queuing a little bit.
$19.
And that's it. All he can do is just keep potting balls. Keep his opponent in his chair.
$20.
Played that well.
Yeah, one of those where we say he couldn't have picked it up with his hand and placed it any better.
25. $26.
Couple of key shots coming up here. I know it's enticing to just play the simple shot, accumulate points, but he's got to start thinking now of playing the more positive shots. There's 3 reds in a line from the top cushion. The top one, he could get on that nicely. Pot that, cannon the red that's to the right of the pink. All of a sudden, it just opens things up a bit.
31.
He's played for the open red, but now those problems. You know what I'm saying, Stephen? He could have played for one of those reds and maybe just opened it up a little bit more.
He's also got a chance here if he gets a nice angle on the blue to play the cannon into red above the black. Well, obviously he's not going anywhere near the blue
32.
because the black would then go into the pink, which would go into the reds beneath the pink. It would open everything up. Now he's going to have to play the cannon off one cushion off the green. Quite a big target coming down that right side of the table. Now, how's your luck? Didn't get the wanted to get the reds first
35.
rather than going past. Seeing the cue ball here, he wanted to that red to the right of the pink. He wanted to either cannon that or even the pink or the black. He missed those completely. This is awkward. He's had a look at the pot angle. I think these reds, John, the players are confident in getting them because they're going in quite comfortably.
Well, he thinks it's a shot for nothing. Oh, but that one didn't. Well, where's the cue ball going? Is it going tight in behind the brown?
Ricky Walden, 35.
Well, that will just endorse what Luke has been thinking for the last few frames. He's having nothing but bad luck.
Yeah, he can't even get to the red that's up the left cushion to plant it onto the red over the pocket. He may be forced to take in this red on to right corner. Unless he's going to try the swerve.
Foul. And a miss.
That was a poor shot. Didn't really.
Ricky Walden,
okay, when
four.
you're taking the shot, it didn't really seem to give it any care and attention.
Yeah, as you've mentioned a few times, I think he's just having a few too many negative thoughts. You think, well, he's got the advantage, but yeah, it was like a last resort, wasn't it? He'd had a look around and thought, well, I might as well play this. So he's played one red onto the other.
1.
But not really landed good on the colour, it has to be said. 33-point lead.
Sure.
Well, he's taking the yellow one. Where's the next red coming from? Maybe flick a little bit of right-hand side on. Get to the right cushion. And that's what he's done. Going to play it with the rest, I think. May not take this on. It's a tough shot. I say may not. The fact that he look at the situation with the reds, it's maybe worth taking it on because he's not going to leave a great chance to clear up
3.
should he miss it.
I'm just wondering, I mean, maybe not, but would the black be available if he just stunned the red in? Well, stun it in or not, he's played it beautifully. Deep screw, perfect on the blue. Now then, that shot Stephen was suggesting before, pot the blue, cannon the red above the black, it'll bring the pink into play. All right, you need a bit of luck. But why not hope for it? Well, didn't get the cannon on the red that he required, but at least he potted the blue and he's in control of this situation. As you can see, this red closest to the top cushion will pot, but he'd only be doing it for an extra 1 point. Same with this one. Well, surely it's worth a goal. This red to the far right corner. It's the only red you could leave. Well, I think I might give that a go.
Walden 9.
Really? If you pot it, you're on the blue, and you'd have to miss it by a country mile to leave it.
Yeah, it rattles in the jaws of the pocket. Good chance it goes across the baulk cushion. Maybe a touch early to go negative.
Foul. And a miss.
Well,
Ricky Walden 4.
Luca, to me, looks bang under it at the moment.
Yep. Missed call, but he didn't want it replacing. He'd rather Luca play from here, hampered by the green and brown for the reds he'd like to play safe off. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? He looks flustered to me. Game of cat and mouse at the moment. Who's the cat?
Touching ball.
Touching ball, but no real advantage, in all honesty. Problem is, if Ricky's looking to see where the red would go if he played it into the black, that black would run into the pink and it may just knock a red towards the left corner. He could easily come off the side cushion. I can't see him doing any damage there. 45-point lead, desperate to protect it.
Now, is there enough space in between cue ball and object ball to pot this red? Obviously not. It was a risky little shot Ricky played there, which he didn't have to do. It was easy to come off the left cushion into the red on the black cushion.
Chance here to nestle up to that green and brown. It's a good line. Is it going to be hard enough? If it had got touching the brown, it made it a little bit more awkward cueing wise. Well, I think you can get to the potting angle of this red along the top cushion. I mean, it's a very risky pot, but with those three reds tied up near the top cushion, you wouldn't think if you missed the red or left it, you'd leave your opponent to frame winning an opportunity. Big shot. Too risky. Left a pot on here. The red to the right of the yellow. Surely it's worth a go. Well, he's had a quick look at it and now thinking of just playing a little containing safety, but I don't know, that red to the right of the yellow tempt me.
Well, it's awkward queuing. I think Luca can get through to this red, the far right corner. He could.
Eyeing up the pot. It's one of those, you can really let you can leave this the one you're playing, so it's got to be worth a shot, surely. But no. Alright, it's close to the middle, this.
Well. Well, that's just a complete lack of patience. There's a chance that Luca Brecel, crazy as it may sound, could have got a re-rack out of that if players kept on touching up to the red in bulk. Or at least it may have forced Ricky into playing a shot they didn't want to play with the lead he's got in the frame.
Yeah, not on the colour, but easy snooker, just play the green, nestle up behind the brown.
Green ball. Ricky Walden 1.
Yeah, well, Ricky's tactics, I have to say, have worked. They wouldn't have been mine. There's a couple of risky pots he could have played, but without too much danger of costing him the frame. But it's worked. As you say, he's tested the patience of Luca Brecel, and Luca's gone, I have to say, very ragged now. It's as though he just wants this frame to be over and get into the next one.
One.
That wasn't the best shot from Ricky Walden. Didn't really hit that well at all because he wanted to be high on the black in order to be able to play for another red. He's as I say, didn't get anything into the cue ball at all there. He's on the black, but can't get close to the reds. And he's looking up the table. Is he going to try and go in and out of bulk? going to be tricky going on that path. But he's got an excellent lead
8.
of 54 points, 59 on. So he's got to be careful with the safety. All the colours are in the open. So he doesn't want to do anything that brings reds into play. That's why he's not entertaining the left side of these 3 reds, because he doesn't want to push one towards the right corner pocket.
Ricky Walden, 8.
Well, if I was Luca now, I'd be seeing a little bit of a light at the end of this tunnel. One good safety shot here, as Stephen says, all the colours are in the open. Just got to get the next red. If you can pot the next red, he's certainly not out of this frame. Looked a bit exasperated the last few shots, but time to refocus. Well, he won't have a chance to refocus now.
Well, I was watching Luca and he's smiling when Ricky pots that red. I don't know what he's smiling about, because he's bang under pressure now to win this match.
7.
Your opponent is allowed to pot balls.
8. Green ball. Ricky Walden, 8, and the frame.
Luca Brecel puts his cue on the table. This time he just go out of the arena to try and gather himself. He's looking very, very dodgy for him here at the moment, even though he's still only 1 frame away from his first victory at the Crucible.
So Luca Brecel.
Thank you, the
left arena
18th frame. Ricky Walden to break.
I don't know, sometimes you just want to splash water on your face or do something just to wake yourself up. The last thing he wants is a decider. At the moment, even though he's 9-8 down, I'm at Walden, a slight favourite for this match, just the way the last couple of frames have gone.
There's a path to this red near the corner pocket. Okay, the cue ball's close to the cushion, but he doesn't have to do anything with it. Pot the red, bound to be on the black.
Wow. Isn't it so often the case where you've played a shot, left your opponent a pot, and you get the opportunity from the miss? What a chance.
Yeah, and Ricky to make, which he did when he played a slow shot earlier on that the ball drifted. Always a mind though, Steve, if something drifted, well, you might allow for it next time you were playing something slow. Anyway, Luca, this is your chance. If he has any demons, this is his chance.
8.
To put them to bed. It's
9.
gone in a heartbeat.
Black ball. Luca Brecel, 9.
Even that, just to get the double kiss on the black, was careless. And he's left a possible pot to the right middle. Okay, there's pressure on it, as we know, because Ricky knows next mistake could be his last. But if you can avoid the kiss on the blue, it's worth taking on.
Yeah, 9-6. We said that it may have freed up his cue action because he had nowhere to go. But the fact he's got back to 9-8 now, he's back in the match. So the pressure builds again. It's massive out there at the moment. Anything is missable.
One.
I don't think he's on anything.
No.
Yellow ball. Luca Brecel, 1.
That could be a telling safety. Cue ball tight to the baulk cushion. No escape down the left hand. Well, possible escape down left hand side. That red that's closest to the blue catch that quarter ball. That would get you back to the balk end. Got to catch it just right though. Deciding on the containing safety. Only thing wrong with that, that's not a bad target, yellow and green. And he could be in more trouble next time around. There is a possible pot to the left middle. Tempted. Easy safety, but tempted by the pot. But opted for the easy safety, trying to get in behind the yellow and green. But just caught the red a little too thin. So chance missed there to put Ricky in trouble. Well, plenty of thought went into that. He got the pot. Has he got the colour?
One.
Just about on the yellow.
Extended it. Thanks. Three. Four.
Chance from that fabulous opening red from Ricky Walden. He's definitely taking more time, whether it's a deliberate ploy because he knows he's got his opponent bang under it, I don't know, but whether it's just the pressure, seems to be just taking that extra second or split second just to make up his mind on every shot. It's understandable at this point in the match. You want to put everything into it.
10.
Well, under normal circumstances, you couldn't place the balls better. I know the black's near the side cushion, but
11.
Pink available. Blue nicely on its spot. He's misjudged that straight away. He wanted to be straighter on this blue, then it'd been no problem to get on the next red. Just a little bit of work to do now with the cue ball. We'll take nothing for granted from here on in. Played the cannon perfectly.
$16. $17.
Yeah, no, this stage of this match, the pressure that's out there, anything's missable, but it's hard to see where Ricky can go wrong with this situation.
22.
He's just finished straight on a red to right corner. The red below it is on, but you'd have to stun through a little gap for the pink to the same pocket, so back up for blue.
23.
Decel there. That was a deceleration through the cue ball. That's why he's short in the blue. So, as I say, the pressure can do anything. He had the balls at his mercy. He's now going to have to play a red from a little bit of distance.
$28.
Yeah, he's just struggling to keep that cue ball under control, isn't he? He's putting everything into the pot, and when you do that, it just takes your mind off the positional side of it. It's not automatic. It's almost as if the pot becomes so important.
Yeah, and there's another poor positional shot, it has to be said. I mean,
31.
what's really causing the big problems here is the fact that the pink won't go into the left corner. But he's got a bit of work to do with the cue ball once again here. Oh, well, that's as good as a shot. It's drifted a little bit closer to the cushion they would like, but pot this pink, get nicely on the red. Surely, it's 9-all. Well, he came out this evening.
38.
6-3 in front, he went 9-6 in front. Looks for all money now.
39.
A decider is on the cards.
$45.
I'll take nothing for granted here, but pot this red, get a nice angle on the pink. Those two reds in the middle of the table is all that's required. You can't see it going wrong, but this is the crucible. It's the World Championship.
$46.
Yeah, you can't buy a perfect positional shot at the moment. That's the wrong angle on the pink as well. He's looking to see if the two reds are plant to the right corner. Obviously want to play the pink and stun for the reds to the left corner. $42 in front, 51 on.
52.
So just got to be careful here. The red Reds are going to the left jaw. There's a bit of distance between the two reds. Yeah, well played. And that will be the frame. We've got a decider. Well played, Ricky Walden, has to be said.
Yeah, every credit for digging in.
59.
Sometimes when you fall behind like he did, particularly at 9-6, you sort of panic sets in.
60.
And when you get in, you're trying to win frames quickly and get that scoreboard moving, but you give every shot full concentration. And you always had that feeling that he had the will
64.
to get back in it. And he's right back in it now. But as we always say, Stephen, with deciders, it can be a toss of a coin.
What has been impressive in this comeback has been Ricky Walden's long potting. He's potted some fantastic balls to get in, knowing that if he misses them, it could be the end of the match for him.
71.
And you talk about having
73.
momentum in these multi-session matches. He's got it at the moment.
76.
But it counts for nothing when you come to decider, really.
80. $85. 91.
Well, he wasn't bothered about the black, but that break of 91 takes us to a decider, and he'll be going back to the, well, having a comfort break, building himself up, but he's going there with good thoughts. Is Luca Brecel? I doubt it.
Thank you. The deciding frame, Luca Brecel to break.
Well, as always, before a deciding frame, a handshake. And that's where the friendship ends. Who is going to book his place in the second round?
I mentioned that Ricky Walden's long game has been really good the last 2 or 3 frames. Chance straight away for red to left corner. He's deciding against it. Surprises me, because it's quite comfortable angle to get in behind the black, back up the table. You don't want to all of a sudden, having played so well, to get level, go into your shell a little bit. He's left it for Luca. Will that be a costly error in shot choice from Ricky Walden? Although looking at the reds, it's going to be a good shot to even get on one from here. We know he's got the cue power. May have to try and make something happen, screw the cue ball into the reds.
Yeah, just got into a little bit too much. A bit more angle on the yellow would have helped.
Luca Brecel, 3.
Can get to this red, as close as the left corner. It's risky. The only way you could get position on the colour is to play it dead weight. And I just get the feeling of a couple of slow shots he's played full length of the table. He doesn't particularly trust the table. You'd have to trust it here, big time.
Well, again, you could tell what he thought. The table didn't run true.
One.
No, this is a chance. He'd love to play for the red that's closest to the black, but doesn't have to yet. I always think in this sort of situation, when the pressure's this much, that as long as you get past the sort of first 4 or 5 pots, then you get into a rhythm, then you don't miss then. If you're going to miss it, I always find it always seems to happen in those first few pots. Now he's played for the black. I'm interested to see where the black goes, if it's going to tie up the red closest to it.
Yeah, he may think the black doesn't go on its spot. If it doesn't, it'll go on the pink spot. Now, where does the black go? Pink spot. Not really
11.
available, but the pink's in the open, and of course if he potted the red, got on the pink could go on the black spot. Just looking to see if the cue ball finishes where it is now. He could get on the black to the left middle.
Yeah, sorry, John. I was just going by his reaction. Did he expect the black to go back in its own spot? It's almost... Because why would you screw the cue ball off the cushion? Big misjudgment. Well, he played that about as well as he could. If this was the first session of the match, you'd back him to pot this, well, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Pressure on it. Good pot. Good pot. That will make him feel good, that black. That was missable.
Yeah, played it nice, and he's finished perfect on
90.
the choice of reds. One to the left corner. Looks like there might have been one to the right corner, but nevertheless, just drop it in. Be on the black automatic. It's in his hands
20.
now. Never won a match at the Crucible. It's down to him.
Yes, so he's got through that, as I was saying, that sort of sticky phase of the first few pots.
27.
He hit that one really well, that screw shot. The black in the left middle, I think, was one that was a real nerve settler. I think he's looking good now. Don't want to jinx him, but he's looking as confident as he's looked all night.
$35. 36.
The red is to the left of the main bunch. He's looking at that for the left corner, but it's whether he can get on it in a straight enough manner for just to be able to drop on the black. The red to the right corner is going to have to be quite precise with the position, because the pink will go back in its own spot. Has he taken the cue ball far enough? Looks perfect to me. Good shot. Very well played.
42.
As I said, he looks as composed and focused as he has done for a good few frames.
$43.
Yeah, just looking at the line there. Probably the cover that gets you perfect position is the pink. Just a little stun run through. And as he pots this red, he makes a red, the one to the right of it, easily available into
49.
the right corner. Just keeping control of the cue ball.
50.
And so far, so good. Well, Ricky was forced, it seemed he was like he was forced to trust the table, playing that slow, long pot. Felt the table let him down, and he'd be thinking now, my dreams of a world championship are going to end here and now. Looking more and more likely. Perfect on this red. This red, the black.
57.
And it'll be a snooker required.
58.
Yeah, as I said, he got, once he'd potted those first 4 or 5 shots, he looked to me like he was ready to go on and win the frame at this visit. It's just as if he needed those pots just to compose himself. And his attitude, I have to say,
65.
wasn't great in the frames that Ricky Walden was coming back into the match, but this has been a first-class effort in this deciding frame. And that shows you what it means to him. He's won his first match at the 5th attempt at the Crucible. And he'll be a threat to players, John, because he plays the game. He's got so much talent.
69.
And the way he plays can intimidate you. The fact that he's got this first match under his belt, he'll be
70.
totally relaxed now for the rest of this event.
Yeah, I think this was a big match. He is a Very talented young man.
76.
But when people keep reminding you you never won a match, he's bound to get you somewhat. And I'll be honest with you, when it went to 9-all, but as we always say, just looking for one chance, he got that chance. The irony, we've not seen a century
83.
so far in this match. And we still might not see one. But he won't be bothered about that. He's booked
84.
his place in the second round. Gone through the mill, has to be said. But he'll come out of it feeling an awful lot better.
Brecel, 84.
Well, Ricky gets up, shakes his hand, congratulates him, wishes him well for the rest of the tournament. Ricky Walden, well, every credit, fought hard, but it was just too little, too late. Brecel, for the first time in his career, is through to the second round. Whoa, that was tough. 10-9.